Good afternoon, Jeremy. If you could tell us who you're here with and why you're here in Cancun.
Sure. My name is Jeremy Osborn. I'm here with a global campaigning organization called 350.org. And we're here basically to bring the voices and stories and photos, especially, of organizing all over the world into the negotiations, because I think one of the things that these folks need to hear is how strong and broad and deep the political support is for taking bold action on climate change in accordance with the science, the latest science on the issue.
Now, you use the number 350. What exactly does that mean?
So it's a parts per million target of CO2, which is a wonky scientific ratio. But it also happens to be one of the very strong benchmarks for climate stability in the world. We're above that right now. We're at about 390. And that is one of the reasons that we're seeing the climate impacts that we have now in the world. The reason that the Maldives are going underwater, the reason that the glaciers are melting, the reason that Russia was on fire and Pakistan was underwater. Part of that all comes from the fact that we're beyond the natural balance of the Earth. And as far as our leading scientists can tell us, that natural balance is somewhere below 350. They don't know exactly where, but everyone seems to say 350 is the target we have to shoot for, and the fact that it's below where we are now means a dramatic change.
Okay, now you said we're above currently 350 parts per million, which is an unsustainable form of living. How can we, what can we do exactly to reverse that?
The best thing you can do is organize. There are important changes that people can make in their lives, and very important things, more important, I would say, things that we can do in our communities. And so it's helpful and it feels good to do the things in your own life, but then I think our political power comes from getting together and organizing in our communities and pushing our governments to do what's necessary, because it's only really going to be on the scale that we need if government gets involved and supports the kind of action we need.
Okay, so in regards to the CO2 emissions, essentially to get below 350, reducing CO2 emissions would be key?
Yes, that's the goal. And it'll mean things like getting the world off of coal. And that's going to be a radical transformation, but it's one that we can do, and it's one that the innovations in renewable energy technologies now allow us to imagine. And our job is to imagine it more quickly than anybody else.
What do you hope will happen out of Cancun?
I think that there will be some small decisions made, and it looks to me like the trust that was sort of broken in Copenhagen is reforming, and so it's a frustrating time, because the urgency is obviously always getting more important as the climate continues to be destabilized. But the fact that these negotiations will make some tweaks allows us to go back home and organize more powerfully domestically to get the negotiators back here with better positions on the next issues.
Well, thanks very much for your time, Jeremy.
Yeah, thank you.